You know what I do when I'm sitting in a dark theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear Lord in heaven, please let it be a good show. And a short one, too. 2 hours is fine, but 3 hours is way too long. Please, God, keep the actors out of the audience. I did not pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around me. I just want to do songs, story. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. That's what you were thinking too, right? 2 hours. You know, it used to be sitting there in the dark. People thought to themselves, what did George and Ira Gershwin have in store for us tonight? Or can Cole Porter do it again? Can you imagine? Now it's just, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? You know, it used to be, you knew that when the lights came up, you'd be taken to another world, a world of color and music and romance. And you thought to yourself, when are they going to bring up the lights? Oh, how things have changed. Hello, how are we this evening? I'm feeling a little blue myself. A little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should feel anxious at this age. You know, a little self-conscious anxiety resulting in a non-specific sadness. A state that I call blue. So, when I'm feeling this way, blue, let's listen to my music. So, this morning I was digging around in my records, and I would, yes, record. So I would listen to the Meredith Wilson's recording of The Music Man. I had a hankering for a young Ronnie Howard. But then I thought to myself, no, let's have a treat. Let's disappear for a while to the decadent world of the 1920s, when champagne flowed, while the caviar chilled, all the world was a party. For the wealthy, at least. So, I dug about, and what did I find? In my records, my favorite show. Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone, remember? Words by Julie Gable, music by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set, remastered from the original recordings made in 1928. It's got the original Broadway cast, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. But this was a full 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Here, let me read what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. So, a gay wedding has a different meaning now, but back then, it just meant fun. And that's what this show is, fun. So, I was wondering, would you indulge me to let me play the record for you? Thank you. It's hard to find records anymore, you know? You hear that static? I love that sound. To me, that's the sound of a time machine warming up. All right, let's visualize It's November 1928, and you just arrived at the doors of the Morosco Theater in New York. Now, it's very cold outside, and you remember what used to be cold in November? Yeah, not anymore. November's the new August. It's global warming. Anyway, so it's very cold, and there's a heavy gray sleet coming out of the sky. But you don't mind, because you're going to go see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't it wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Overtures. I miss overtures. They're out of style now. An overture is a way of welcoming you. The show's way. So, welcome. The meal will be served shortly. But in the meantime, what'd you get for an appetizer? That's what an overture is. A musical, a poo-poo platter of tunes. Something new. It's a dance tune. I don't dance. I'm just kind of afraid to dance. Kind of rollicking. Maybe involving pirates. Okay, here it is. The moment when the music starts to build, and you know you're just seconds away from being transported. This is it. The curtain's going up. I can't wait.
Absolute miracle.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such an honor airing it, restitching and repairing it. God bless your dress. It's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess, and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will dong, wedding bells will ding-a-ling, and we will ding along.
Your dress, your fancy dress. Very, very good, you put it on.
Wedding guests have come.
Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door, and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet. That star of Celtic follies whom I love a lot.
I'm George, that's George, his best man George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man wants. Mrs. Tondale, now don't you worry, I got this whole thing figured out. The key to organization, see? Each string represents a task yet to be completed. Pay the musicians, yell at the florists, and book the minister. This whole wedding is gonna run like clockwork.
Let's go to the wedding.
I'm Celtic producer, I lost my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I'm not worth squat.
I'm kidding, just kidding. I came to Mr. Filthy. I'll be a leading lady if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs. We're pastry chefs. We cross the hearts with pastry chefs. No bakery. Our bakery is what we got.
Doubtful, my name it is Doubtful. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Vandergraff, and when will she appear? It's Janet,
her debonair bridegroom, a hairy producer, jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corian, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix what we now call a feminist, my favorite character, the Drowsy Chaperone. What more do you need for an evening's entertainment? I'll lead you through this record the best I can. Don't worry, it's not hard to follow. So, we begin with a warm welcome from the groom.
Well, I just want to thank all of you for coming. I must say I am one lucky fellow. Who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous showgirl, and that glamorous showgirl would be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, good word for Prohibition. I'd say let's raise a toast.
Hear, hear.
To Miss Janet Vandegraff, the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh, absolutely not.
Excuse me?
If her mustn't see his bride on the wedding day, it's bad luck.
Now, I hope you heard that, because that's the plot. Basically, just hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Hey, say, isn't it a little early in the day to be drinking?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, look, you just need to keep Jen and Robert away from each other, that's all. After all, you're the chaperone, and that is your only job.
Aye, aye, mon capitaine.
Now, who's my little monkey?
I'm your little monkey.
So, the bride and groom are whisked away, and we turn our attention to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Mr. Belsing!
Getting married and quitting show business.
Mr. Belsing!
Doesn't she know I got obligations?
Mr. Belsing! I could be your lady's lady instead of yourself. I'm useless in the chorus.
Kidding, for the last time, you ain't got what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons singing, acting, and ballet.
Ballet?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it too. Last week I auditioned for Swan Lake.
A little annotation here. Kitty and Felsig were actually a couple in real life. Jack and Sadie Adler. Now this is a familiar comic construct. You have a stupid woman and a long-suffering companion. Well, at least she appears stupid. In the end, she does something quite clever and makes everyone wonder if it was all just an act. The irony here is, Kitty was quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently, but still, she had a wonderful career on the stage. No, back then, the theater was the only place a stupid person could make a decent living. This was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A petty fall for Mr. Felton.
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we can give you something else to chew on.
Yeah, something that ain't food.
What? Your confusion is to be expected. Although we stand here before you in guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also, primarily, the employees of a certain individual.
A certain individual?
A certain individual.
Who just happens to be the single largest investor in Felton's funds, who has sent us here, as pastry chefs, to express his concern about Miss Vandegraff's impending nuptials. Specifically, that if she gets married and leaves the show, then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Oh, have you been spending time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I've been living in Seattle.
Kitty? Boys, you tell your boss this wedding ain't never gonna happen. You have my word.
Oh, we'll take your word for it, all right. And to go back in that word would be a recipe for disaster. The homemade minister was perfectly eclair. One cannoli. Oh, you must gotta be kidding me. Trifle much? Don't start with me.
Oh, right. Drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache. We're on the land. Lambs and entree, you macaroon.
Now, the gangsters were played by the interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall Brothers. That's John and Peter Tall. Now, they were born Abram and Mendel Maslowskowitz. But, you know where I'm going with this. But were renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They were your early example of a Broadway gangster, you know, full of wordplay and stylized movement. Not too intimidating. Unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do. But for reasons not appropriate to this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your capable hands, Mr. Feltzig. In the meantime, browse the dessert carousel.
Try that Toledo surprise.
It's to die for.
Holy cats! Mr. Felsick, those guys were gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now, go powder your face. I gotta stop this wedding, but how? Oh, Lord in heaven, how? How?
I always thought that scene was a little overplayed. So, with the show well on its way, we turn our attention to the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me them pearly whites.
Now, the groom is played by the dashing Percy Hyman. Now, he started off as the Albright toothpaste man. And his fabulous smile adorned every package. Now, Albright was hugely popular in the 1920s because it contained cocaine. No, it's true. If you look at the ingredients on the label, it's the 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. So, it wasn't long before he became a huge matinee idol.
Now, don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is. It is. Of course.
I love Percy Hyman. No, some people might say, they might possibly say that he was a bad actor. But to those people I say, shut up!
Hey there, Mr. Milkman, shaking a quickie, oh, trembling like the Brady cats do. Something big me bothering you. You know what you got? Cold feet, brother, you got cold feet. You can make the cold feet with a little bit of young feet. Cold feet can be uncontrolled feet. Rhythm make them cold feet drop down the aisle. Frosty arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can die. Wedding marches, blazing recklessly. Make such a cause come alive and take that dive. Cold beats, slow beats, sentimental cold beats, rhythm birthday jitters.
You think you got jitters? You got the easy part. I forgot my rights. Here's a minister.
Sounds like you got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Cold feet.
What do I do? Stole feet?
No! You make cold feet hot. Look, you're dancing.
I am? I am!
Was a wonderful performer. I like to think of him sweating and panting after a nice long dance routine. He's still alive, you know. We saw him recently in the news celebrating his 100th birthday. To say that the passing years had taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. They wheeled him out, and he had that kind of wide-eyed look of pained confusion that God saves for the very, very old on their birthday. You know, the one that says, "Who are you? Who am I? And why is this cake on fire?" You know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
All right, enough of that dance around like a fool.
Sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. It's my wedding day after all.
Well, you could have snapped an ankle. Tap dancing is just way too dangerous. Why not go for a skate instead? That's what I do when I want to calm my nerves.
Oh, best man, what would I do without you?
Oh, no, you can't go out like that. You might see James. Here, take this one.
You think of everything, George.
I'm just looking out for you, my boy. No more tap dancing. Wait. Wedding bells will ring.
Just ignore it.
Wedding bells will chime.
Just ignore it. It's a phone.
Wedding bells will celebrate. What? What do you want?
Hello. You've reached my answering machine. Leave a short message after the tone and I'll call you back at my convenience.
Well, that moment is ruined. Man, I hate that. Oh, it's like a cell phone going off in a theater. Ring, 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 ring.
Hi!
I'm just at the movies, ruining the moment. Well, how about you? Oh, I couldn't make it out tonight, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy. Sorry. Just shake that one off. Let's go back in our minds to 1928. They didn't have cell phones in 1928. I'm sure they had something else for ruining moments. Bugles or something.
Happy wedding time.
So the scene shifts, and we find ourselves being entertained by Janet Van de Graaff, the beautiful bride, as she entertains questions from reporters lounging by the pool.
Miss Vanderbilt, is it true you were giving up a successful career to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes, Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile de France. He amused me with stories of his father's boyishness. We spooned briefly, and then he proposed.
So is it true that you won't be returning to the stage ever? I shan't. You shan't?
I shan't.
Can we prove you?
Yes. One more question.
Why would anyone put olives in Gibson?
I got a question. How can you give up the footlights when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Oh, Janet, I am begging you. Dump the mugs. Stay with the follies. I'll give you anything you want. All right. I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Oh, Victor. If you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss miss no more. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Janet, please.
Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind.
boys. This ain't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't do an encore.
I don't want an encore no more. I keep coming for more. I disappear in the Lord no more. I don't want a show.
Now, the bride is played by Jane Roberts. She was the Oops girl, remember? Surely you remember the Oops girl. Don't you people read? Well, she was billed as the girl whose energy was so great, it caused men all around her to have accidents. You know, spill their drinks, drive their cars into trees. Yeah. So she would just go, oops. Well, I'm not doing it any justice, but people really ate it up. Yeah, she had a lot of films, actually. She had, let's see, there was Oops, The Oops Girl, Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Okay, begging and groveling didn't work. On to plan B. And for that, I am going to need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need a, what do you call him? A European.
Now, in walks Aldolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Now, Aldolfo is played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic, Roman Bartelli. Now, he was the one who later drank himself to death at his chateau in Nice, remember? It was 5 days before they found his body. By then, it had been partially consumed by his widow. Just partially consumed, though.
Excuse me. I don't believe we've met.
I am Aldolfo.
You are Aldolfo?
Yes, I am Aldolfo.
Not the Aldolfo.
Yes, I am Aldolfo.
Funny. You don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes. What?
Why, just now I overheard the groom saying that Aldolfo is a scoundrel.
Aldolfo is scoundrel.
Those very words.
Aldolfo is a scoundrel.
It's like I'm hearing it again.
This is outrageous. He is saying this to people, to beautiful ladies, best for making love. Why? I must.
You must take matters into your own hands.
Yes, I must take this groom into my hands and kill him.
Yes. No, don't kill him. Just hide him enough so he can't get married.
Show me this groom. Wait.
What?
What kind of man is this groom? Big man.
Well,
Burly fellow.
well, he's big on the outside.
No. Adolfo no fight big man. Small, pale, wheezing little dwarf people that Adolfo can punt far away. But no big man.
So, you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, Adolfo is a lover of beautiful women. Some say I am the king of Rome.
Well, you know what they say. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his...
Door.
No, the best way to get back at a man is through his...
Window.
No! Revenge! Back at a man through his...
Through his... There is no other way. I know Santa Claus coming down chimney.
Through his woman!
Ah, through his woman.
Yes, Aldolfo. You must seduce his woman.
His woman.
His bride.
Show me to this guy. Oh, yes, Adolfo will make love to this guy. That will show people that Adolfo is no scoundrel.
Tell me this, guy. Wait.
What?
What kind of woman is this guy? Big woman.
Well,
Burly woman.
no, she's the cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker, an attractive woman.
Show me to this cat in pajamas. I doubtful will make her purr.
Oh, stop it.
Like a cat in pajamas.
Roman Bartelli chewing the scenery. Well, you certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, could you? No. Mature, sophisticated audiences are way too contemporary to enjoy broad racial stereotypes like that. So we banished them to Disney. Let the children sort it out.
Thank you, madam.
Underling,
Yes, madam.
the pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. But Underling, remember, we'll have to be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition after all.
I'm aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone says they want a glass of ice water, it means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I understand, madam. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water.
Oh. Well, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling,
Yes, madam.
will you please have a glass of ice water? I found the meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I would really enjoy a glass of refreshing ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
Oh, that was pure vodka, you poop! Oh, I really do need a glass of ice water.
Ice water, madam?
Oh, yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
With that, I will.
You know, some aspects of the Drowsy Chaperone were quite progressive. There was a Mormon actress playing the aviatrix, for instance.
Your ice water, madam.
Oh, that was pure vodka, you poop!
Yes, some aspects were progressive and some were stale even in 1928. You know, I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop! Oh. Oh, poop! Where do you think you're going?
To get some lime juice, madam.
Oh, for heaven's sake, why?
I'm going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Now you're probably asking yourself, what was that scene doing in the show? Well, it's simple. See, there's a song coming up, and they needed something to allow for set change. It's simple, really. It's mechanics. It's kind of like in romance novels, where. Let me explain what I meant by that. See, in romance novels, the story is simple. How can I befriend the pool boy? Being a classic example. If I read romance novels, I'm just guessing here. So, as in romance novels and musical theater, the story exists only to connect the longer production numbers. Well, what kind of society do we live in if we can't discuss the similarities between romance novels if I read them and musical theater?
In just a few short hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
Now, this is a really, really interesting scene. See, this is the only scene in the show where Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone on the stage. Can't fight! So, Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was already well established in a force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension. But I suppose that's normal, considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
No, I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam.
Have you ever been married, Underling?
Oh, heavens, no. If I'm going to serve a woman, I prefer to be paid.
You too. I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career to marry a man I hardly even know, but gee, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, I get all woozy. And I guess that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness can be caused by any number of things. I mean, I'm woozy. Right now. And I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired all the troops in all the major world conflicts, up to and including the Falklands War. Now, by that time, she was in her late 80s, and her anthems didn't so much, rouse as stupefy. But she insisted that a rousing anthem be put in every show she did, even, and most likely, if it wasn't appropriate. Now, you just couldn't say no to her, though. That is star power.
Really? Would not be the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Really? That's not my forte.
But I mean, if you would just...
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of what to do or where to turn. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
That was quite nice, chaperone, but I just don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Really, that's not necessary. I suppose I was just looking for a little sympathetic...
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents, Antarctica.
Antarctica, please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick you. This planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the
she wonderful? Basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. See, that's what I love about her. She does what she wants, when she wants, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. My mother was like that.
Well, that was quite inspiring, Chaperone. But I'm still conflicted. Now, please, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that's something you'll have to decide for yourself.
But I just don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert. And I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me away from him.
Right, and I take that responsibility very seriously.
It's just at this moment I'm feeling very drowsy.
I'm going to have a lie down. Now, what have you? Don't go wandering through the garden, seeking out your fiancé, to ask him the question upon which your future happiness depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. Oh, I just have to know if he loves me.
Poor skinny fool. Still, I envy her. When will love come crashing through my door?
Now, in walks Adolfo. Come to seduce the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think about the poodles when you're listening to this part.
I am Adolfo. And you are bride.
No, I'm not.
What? This is bridal suite. You are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
Interesting arguments, but I'm afraid you are a moron.
What?
Me? No bride. Perhaps I could take a message.
Yes, very good. Dear Van de Graaf bride, I must make love to you and take you to this place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, king of all.
Well, you saw through my little ruse. You found me out.
Ah, so you are the bride.
Apparently. Yes. Take me, Adolphus.
No. Not Adolphus. Adolfo. You must remember my name for when we are making love and you are screaming. You must say my name right or it will ruin everything. How can I make you remember my name? I'm sure that you've heard the name Adolfo. A lady's man who brings a claim Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am the same Adolfo. I introduce myself. I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you, Chaperone.
Not so fast. So just in case you didn't hear Adolfo, I tried to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. Sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I do it now, but it will take hours. Now, let us see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
Now, who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now say it proudly. Now let me spell it out for you. For all you lovely ladies who didn't hear for some reason, because maybe you are hard of hearing or something? I don't know.
It goes.
Mother's favorite song in the show. And I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. A real Latin lover, not a buffoon. But that's the beauty of musical theater, right? Romantic fantasy, being swept off your feet, spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
Oh, don't worry, madam. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
Yes. I'm sorry. Who am I speaking to?
Why, it's me. I'm Mimi from France.
This scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
No. So you are marrying the famous Jeannette Van der Graaf, no?
Oui.
Yes, she is very beautiful.
Oui.
And glamorous.
Ah, oui, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range of talents and excels at both comedic and dramatic roles?
I'm having trouble placing your accent. What part of France did you say you're from?
It's admitted that. Oh, where they make the toast.
Ooh.
So you were telling me about your, how do you say in English, your fiancée?
That's right.
So, tell me, when was the moment that you knew she was the only one for you?
Oh, it's a funny story, actually. We were standing on the Lido deck of the Ile de France. I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests, and I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous eyes, and I began to feel all woozy.
And then you fell? Then you fell?
Yes, that's right. Right on my keister. And that's what I said. I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
Oh, you haven't left the dock.
That's what she said. And that's when I knew it must be love.
And then?
And then, there was a time we could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you come around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the chair, the three-legged stair, a hip that's been caught by a shoe. Since my two love strong started laughing, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen. So how did I happen to you?
Oh, and then what happened?
Well, then she joined.
When men say I'm sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rat in the cellar.
A broken umbrella a branch hanging loose from a tree. I can see myself jumping and laughing, for a man who lives dangerously. You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. Then what happened?
Then we kissed.
You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. Wait a minute! You just kissed a strange French girl on your wedding day!
No, what have I done? Wait! Wait!
Well, it seems a fake misunderstanding. What if this? Will it all work out? Well, of course it will work out. It's not real. It's a musical. Everything always works out in musicals. In the real world, nothing works out. The only people who actually burst into song and dance, they're the hopelessly deranged.
Mr. Filthy!
Where is that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Filthy!
How long can it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Filthy! You don't need Jenny no more.
Kitty, not now.
Oh, I'm working on a mind-reading act. Presenting Kitty the Incomprehensible! Oh. Now, think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something all right.
Wait! I'm getting it. Pick up some milk and a loaf of rye bread. And don't forget to shave your legs.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot!
Oh!
Oh! Oh!
The wedding is proceeding according to schedule. Now, what do you say, partner? Should we whisk something up special for Mr. Felsing?
How about Korea surprise?
And inspire feeling.
Toledo surprise? I never heard of it.
No, you haven't. That's because there's people who've heard of it or generally never heard from.
We'll share that recipe with you.
First you chop the nuts, then you pound the dough. Then you bake it up nice and slow. And then you got your Toledo. Ha ha! Toledo surprise!
Could you run that recipe by me one more time?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Feldig.
First you chop the nuts, then you pound the dough. Then you bake it up nice and slow. And then you got your Toledo. Ha ha! Toledo surprise! Now what do you say, partner? Should we give him a little taste? All right.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. What style, what grace, what rhythm. Open your fist. Now shake them. Now, give me that recipe one more time. Da-da-da-da-da-da, go.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up
Front.
nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo. Toledo surprise.
Now sell it.
Pick the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo. Toledo
Now
surprise.
you're cooking.
Beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it, it's a snap. Try it, folks, wink your whites, split your yolks, then you got a Splendido. Toledo surprise.
You boys are natural.
What's this?
Keep it up. I'll go work on the contract.
Hey!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
You mean you put faces in the show you won't even participate in it? You're not even getting
You got it all wrong. The new act is for you, Kitty. And these boys are your backup dancers.
backup dancers. Holy cats! That's from Toledo. That's my libido. What? Yes, Toledo. Sugary, yum, yum. Oh, surprise!
announcement. Wedding is full.
What? For the love of Pete, why?
Doubtful, you may love to try.
That is not the bride, you idiot! That is the chaperone!
What?
The wedding is on.
The wedding is up! Robert kissed a French girl. Her name was Mimi. Oh, she was very beautiful.
I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you. Only French.
Sweet mother of pearl!
Oh, Amelie.
Yes, madam.
What's all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, there's going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy! Clear the floor, boys. I'll show you how it's done. First you beat it up. Then you sweet it up. Then you heat it up. If it tries to rise, don't let it. To leave a surprise.
Surprise?
Wait till it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait till it's ready.
Yeah, let's look at ready. Surprise! Makes me twitch, makes me shake, twist to turn, takes the cake, makes me like torpedo. Toledo surprise!
Surprise!
Surprise! Who gets back the phone for this Surprise! Surprise!
Wait. Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes. Yes. But the tune's so infectious.
Oh, Robert, this is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells won't ring, wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding time.
And that's that. The curtain goes down, and it's time for the intermission. Well, at least it would be time for the intermission if we were actually sitting at Moscow Theater watching the Drowsy Chaperone, which of course we are not. I don't like intermissions, you know? They ruin the magic. One moment you're lost in a colorful world of music, glamour, and then bang! Yanked back right into reality, surrounded by tourists, crinkling candy wrappers, and nattering about the lack of ladies' restrooms. It's a granola bar. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. See, I have to eat small meals all throughout the day, or else I get all jittery. I know it's rude, but I don't care. You wouldn't like the alternative, believe you me. Believe you me. You know, we're all looking a little jittery. Let's take an intermission. 15 minutes. Let's take 15 minutes to grab a power bar or something, and then we'll come back. 15 minutes, okay? I'll be right back. Hello.
Hi.
Don't be looking jittery anymore. So I think I have to explain something. Remember I mentioned previously about being slightly intimidated by dancers, which is difficult because I love musicals so much. And, there's music in musicals, and sometimes dancing in musicals. All this stems from a really interesting story. See, it was my cousin's wedding in Las Vegas, of all places. And I'm not ready to talk about it. Let's just say that I now have an irrational and unexplainable intimidation and fear of dancers, gas station sushi, and parachutes. But I love weddings. Oh, I do. Oh, I love them. I remember my wedding day. I didn't eat breakfast, and the ceremony wasn't until at like 4 in the afternoon. I do. Are you surprised I was married? Well, there you go. You shouldn't go making assumptions about people, should you? I'm very complicated. I have to pee now. I'll be quick. While I'm gone, you can listen to the beginning of Act 2.
Nightingale song.
I bring a message from a nightingale.
Nightingale. No bow. I met Emperor and American lady. No see eye to eye.
But, Emperor, sometimes a different outlook can change your point of view.
What?
Precisely. What is it about the Asians that fascinates Caucasians? What is it about Asians so nice? Is it the wanton and right? Perhaps it's Buddha or Confucius and their excellent advice.
Is it about Caucasians? I mystify these Asians. What is it about Caucasians that's so odd? They call pretty lady abroad. They got hair on their chest, and they only have one car. Impossible!
Oh, shoot, that is this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not from the Drowsy Chaperone at all. entirely. I have a lady that comes, and can I say that? I have a lady. Anyway, she cleans the things that I absolutely refuse to clean. And she's very good, but she has this annoying habit of putting my records away in the wrong sleeves. Even though I tell her, no touch records, Carmela! No touch of records, oh! I've been to Spain. Maybe if I spoke louder, or incomplete sentences, she'd stop touching my records. Well, that was the beginning of Act 2 of another Gable and Stein show called The Enchanted Nightingale. It was a degrading piece of chinoiserie about an emperor who is told by a magic bird to marry his American elocutionist instead of his betrothed, and he ends up building the Great Wall of China. It's a slap in the face to 4,000 years of Chinese history, but it had some great tunes. Did you know this Beatrice Stockwell as American lady? And the emperor was played by Roman Bartelli. Yes, yes. He was a man of 1,000 accents. All of them degrading. Anyway, Act 2 of the Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. It's a haunting lament from a very depressed bride. Now, she sings it bathed in a pale blue light, which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the afternoon. Now while you're listening to this, just ignore the lyrics. They're not the best. They're actually really bad. But it truly communicates with the state of mind.
His jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny
You know, it's got a little Busby Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall. It's another thing I love about musicals in general. When a character is in crisis, they sing and they dance. And that's so much more interesting than just whining about it. But that is the beauty of musical theater. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. You get to be happy for 5 seconds and something starts ringing.
Oh, what a beautiful day for a wedding.
Shall I have the pews removed now, or would you prefer I wait until the morning?
Now, I'm going to stop this right here because I don't want it interrupted by a ringing telephone. Now, who we have here are 2 vaudeville performers that have managed to slip through the cracks of time. We have Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played, well, she probably played the ukulele, but she does not in this show. I tried to find out more about her. I searched all my books. I even searched the internet, but all my web searches seem to end in YouTube videos of large Samoan men playing 80s hair metal songs Hawaiian style. Both are charming, mind you.
Well, why would you have the pews removed?
The bride has called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, underlay. You never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Why, love is a very complex emotion, underlay.
Yes, madam.
You can be very close to someone one minute, and the next minute, why, you're just about to strangle them. Do you understand?
I understand the urge to strangle. Yes.
Yes. It's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry. Love makes lovers fret. But here's the fact that makes me can't decide. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet. Love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel. Love can cause a din. But love has always been a trusted friend. 'Twas a happy day for Hank the Anchor and Bolin. Love is always lovely in the end.
Can I remind you that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief! May I pose a question to you, madam?
Oh yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do.
Love is always lovely in the end. Oh, madam, I found that quite taxing. Please excuse me while I get a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you. Love drops from above. But love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me. And my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a Bruce.
I don't mean him, you silly goose. Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that was charming, but to be quite frank, frank, on some level, that number ticks me off. Now, I'm going to go out here on a limb and I'm going to say something, and yes, I have been drinking. But I'm going to say that love is not always lovely in the end. In the end, there are lawyers. Oh, I won't interrupt anymore, but there's a scene coming up that I've become obsessed with.
Oh, there you are, Chaperone. I am in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to the wedding looking like that.
Oh, you poor dear. You haven't heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding, dear. Mine. Which reminds me, might I borrow the veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La la la. Ah, lady with baffled expression.
You're marrying a Adolfo?
I know, it's surprising. But when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Just dear, that is love.
Yes.
Help me.
There you are, Janet. I gotta lay all my cards on the table. I got a weak heart. I can't take this kind of pressure. If this goes on much longer, the old checker's gonna give out. Now tell me, is there going to be a wedding?
Yes.
Thank the good lords in heaven!
Adolfo and Chaperone are getting married.
What?
Oh, there you are. I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
No.
You know? Well, who told you?
I did.
Well, how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Mrs. Tottendale are to be married in the garden in 7:30 this evening.
What?
Oh, yes.
Well, congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this anyway? Everyone is getting married except for the bride and the groom.
Oh, there you are. Janet, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be that way. Janet, can't you find it in your heart to marry me? It's our wedding day, Janet. George has gone through all this trouble and I love you more than I could ever say.
But you kissed another woman.
I know, and I just can't understand it. I know this may be hard to believe, but when I was kissing that rich woman, I honestly thought I was kissing you.
Oh, Robert. You were kissing me.
Wait, you mean you're Mimi? Why, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Oh, well, thank you. I developed it when I was playing the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
There you are. Before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the part of the happy wife, you will never ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, Chaperone, I'm so confused. Please, I beg of you, just this once, give me one piece of advice that is coherent and applicable to my situation. Should I marry Robert?
Okay, here it is, the moment I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other and has brought me back to this record again and again. Right? Here it is. Listen.
My advice to you is...
And this is it. Listen.
Well, can...
You see? You see? You can't understand what she is saying because someone drops a cane. I'll play it for you again.
Look, I can.
Now, is she saying live while you can or leave while you can? I'll play it for you again. You know, it is Beatrice Stockwell. So it could be just a cynical quip, but that is what you're thinking when you're standing there at the altar, right? Live or leave. And you have to live, right? I mean, you do love her in some way. I mean, it's not an exact science. You know, an arrow doesn't come out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So one day you say it. You say, I love you, I love you, I love you. And you phrase it as a question, but they accept it as fact. And then the next thing you know, there she is, standing there with tears in her eyes in a $3,000 dress, and her nephew made the chuppah. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? I was joking. I was kidding. No. You live, right? You choose to live. And for a little while, you stare at that alien life form in the bed next to you and think, who are you? And then one day you say it out loud, and then it's a trial separation, and couples counseling, and all your conversations are about her gastrointestinal disorder and your Zoloft addiction, and the whole relationship comes to a completely halt as your only copy of Moulin Rouge featuring the Ewan McGregor soundtrack outtakes spins across the wall and smashes on the wall and the floor. But, you know, in a larger sense, in a broader sense, it's better to have lived than left, right? You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, Chaperone, thank you. You really have a way with words. Robert? Yes, I will marry you. Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, Mr. Belt, this wedding is a done deal. Now you're in trouble. And there's nothing you can do.
But there is. I found a replacement. A new leading lady. Presenting Kitty the Incredible! Okay, now Kitty, concentrate and show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind!
Kitty, will you marry me? Oh, of course,
Isn't she amazing?
Well, then what are you waiting for? You ladies go put on your frillies. We'll all get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
I don't know how you managed to pull all this off. You really outdone yourself. 4 weddings in one day?
4 weddings, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Woo! I guess we could say you're everyone's best man.
I am?
Certainly mine.
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
hold on.
Yeah. Pull it off.
I am.
Yeah, there you go. 3 cheers for George.
Hip, hip,
Hooray! Hip, hip.
hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in show business for 58 years. Certainly you can do better than that. Let's show them how it's done, boys. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Very good. Okay, listen, boys. Do you have any advice for the 4 of us who are getting married?
A few simple rules. If you apply to any situation in life, 1, the woman is always correct. Rule number 2, always follow rule number 1.
And rule number C. Always make sure your lady has a refreshing glass of ice water.
Oh, George, you think of everything.
Yo, George.
3 more cheers for George. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
ship can perform a marriage.
Yes!
And a pilot is comparable to a captain.
Yes!
An airplane is type of ship, ship of the air. Some call it airship.
Oh, shit! Yes!
Wait, tricks! I got it. Marry them all on the plane. I have one big honeymoon in Rio.
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye. But what a thrill when lovers will I do in the sky. When bells are said and bells are said about me, that's what a song. What I do in the sky. Do you?
We do.
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye. With rainbows bending before us and clouds meandering by, one can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do in the sky. With bells but perfect Russian sweetheart just I do in the sky. I do in the sky.
Look, ahead! Do you see it?
Could it be? Yes, it's Rio!
Hurry up, Tricks. We've got some honeymooning to do.
And fly, and and clouds meandering by. One can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do. Come in now.
Oh, no! No! Oh, this happens occasionally. It's a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Just everyone concentrate. Keep the show alive in your mind. Don't talk to anyone. Don't let yourselves be distracted. I'll find a fuse box. Everybody, stay quiet.
Stevie, I'd have the super.
Man.
Your lights are out. Yeah, my dad was break the pen on the basement. And so we had to shut the power. So he replaced the panel, but when he shut the power off, the breakers in all the apartment street. That's what happens. It's normal. So now I gotta reset the breakers.
Now?
Only take a second.
All right.
Since my dad tried calling earlier, it's just there's no answer.
Yeah, I have a problem with my phone.
There we go.
Oh, the headphones are... Sorry.
What kind of music was that?
It's just music, sort of musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love them. I go see them with my parents all the time. It's amazing what they can do on stage these days. Did you see Miss Saigon? They landed a whole helicopter on stage in that one. Anyway, I've seen them all. Cats, Les Mis, Timon and Pumbaa. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, no worries.
We're one note away! One note! One note away! It's broken. We were one note away!
I know what I'll do. I'll play it again from the beginning. I can't do that. Can I? It's so frustrating. So I love this record so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me this record. It was right before my father left. Well, he didn't leave because of the record. I'm sure that didn't help matters. Listen, I know it's not a perfect show. You know, the take scene, it's lame. The monkey motif is labored, but none of that matters. Because it does what a show is supposed to do. It takes you away. Gives you a little tune you carry with you in your head. A little something to help you through the dreary borders of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue. We stumble along life's funny journey. We stumble along into the blue. We look here, we look there, seeking answers anywhere. Never sure of where to turn or on the nights we fumble our way.
I don't wanna sing tunes no
Life's crazy
more.
little
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
Barely know